Yeah, we are in the place to be.
What is a life hack that seems fake, but is a true lifesaver?
If your ring gets stuck on your finger, Windex will slide it right off. Worked at a jewelry store for 5+ years.
You can also use any oil, cooking, automotive, anything.
You can also reduce the size of your hand and finger by holding it up in the air. Chilling your hand in cold water, then holding it up in the air for a couple minutes whilst rubbing oil and or dishwashing fluids in there. Trifecta of ring removal. Should work on anyone that just stole Soren's prize, though biting it off also works, I suppose.
As long as I don't have to get rid of it, it's become precious to me.
It's been called that before, but not by you.
So, oils can work too, but Windex has the advantage of still giving you a little grip on the ring as you push it off and not leaving hard to clean and flammable residue behind. Dishwashing fluid also can contain abrasives depending on the brand that can harm softer stones. Windex has all the benefits and none of the problems. Please do not hand your jeweler a saliva-covered ring. There is a non-zero number of saliva-covered ring memories I would like to never relive from a decade in jewelry repair.
You can also tie string or dental floss around the finger to push down the swelling. EMTs will do this when they're unable to cut rings.
Nope. Danger. Don't do this. Tying string around the finger will trap blood, swelling it and making your problem worse. You want to run the floss between the ring and finger, parallel to the finger, working it back and forth. It helps get the oil, Windex, whatever under the ring, breaks the seal the ring may have, and helps push down the edge of the groove the ring has worn in the finger.
You're misunderstanding. You wrap the entire lower finger in string. This is what many nurses will do if you go in with a stuck ring.
You wrap the entire bottom piece of the finger with string, then thread it under the ring, then just pull. The string will unwind and pull the ring down naturally, and the skin is already compressed. It's foolproof.
Foolproof, but doesn't always work. Just ask my 13-year-old son. We tried the string. Tried the string. It did not work. The ring had to be cut off.
For a brief moment I thought I'd read the finger had to be cut off. Thank God it was the ring.
Use shaving cream as anti-fog. I used it on the inside of my motorcycle visor. Smear it on, let it dry, then rinse off and dry. It also works for bathroom mirrors. You can use it on a small spot so you can still see when you get out of the shower.
Shaving cream also removes the smell of urine. If you ever have to take care of someone who is old and or sick and who wets the bed, a little shaving cream on a rag wiped over their buttocks after they are thoroughly cleaned up helps them really smell clean again. It's a bit of a sad tip, I know, but you never know when you might end up caring for someone who needs help with things like this. Nobody wants to smell. A dab of shaving cream to restore a bit of dignity? Priceless.
Work in adult, senior care, and this advice is invaluable. Thank you so much. I can help make my clients' lives all the better with this.
Worked in nursing homes for years and used the shaving cream trick. Stinky? On them and a dab under my nose. Poop, pee, it has a stronger odor. At least the cheap kind they kept stocked in supplies.
I saw a comment on one of these kinda threads that recommended gently rocking back and forth while pooping. I've never had any problems in the bathroom, but I happened to be sitting on the toilet when I read the comment, so I decided to give it a test drive. I was pleasantly surprised at how quick and effortless the whole experience was, and I haven't gone back to my old stationary technique since. As a bonus, number 1 and number 2 now require the same amount of time in the bathroom.
Okay, I don't know if you'll see this or have the wherewithal to respond, but it's 6:30 a.m. where I am and I've been up since around 4 with some constipation. mostly just browsing around Reddit. I'm not even subbed here. I've been browsing so long I hopped over to popular to change things up. I have work today. I just got promoted and we're right smack dab in the middle of a 2-week crunch. I can't even remember if I've ever been constipated in my entire life, so maybe it's stress? But I've been in a mild panic for the last few hours because I'm in a lot of discomfort and haven't gotten a lot of sleep, and I simply don't have time for this to be a symptom of a more serious issue. I've been getting up, moving around, trying different stretches and positions to loosen things up, but all I've been feeling is tension and a lack of relief. Rocking back and forth on the toilet for just the last 5 to 10 minutes has already totally relieved the discomfort and tension I've been feeling. I haven't jostled anything out yet, but I hope I've at least got the operation moving again. I'm comfortable enough to where I can probably go get a couple more hours of sleep and try again before I go to work. Thank you, ass Lord. Hey guys, thanks for the helpful advice. My bowels are free, the show will go on.
Hey, it's all natural. What do you think?
If you have funky armpits and need to fix them fast, use hand sanitizer. I figured this out years ago when I remembered that the smell comes from bacteria reactions, which antibacterial hand gel kills stone dead. Instant results, and the medical smell lasts only a minute. Don't do this routinely though, as it's delicate skin.
I tried this before, as I get really stinky anxiety sweat, but man, anxious sweat is a different beast. The hand sanitizer did not work in my case. Nervous funk is just too much for antibac.
Glycolic acid. You can get a big bottle from Ulta for about $9. Swipe under each armpit after you get out of the shower, and you never smell. It's incredible.
White vinegar or ACV work as well. They change the pH so the body odor bacteria can't grow.
Then, you'll smell like vinegar though.
True lifesaver. If you are ever attacked by a dog, push your forearm into the bite. This pries the jaws apart and prevents them from clamping down. If a dog is attacking you, the best thing you can do is offer your forearm, push as far back as possible, and then grab the dog by the scruff of its neck with your other hand to hold it. The dog is now functionally muzzled and you have control of its head. The sooner and harder you push into the bite, the less damage the bite will do.
This is a good rule for human bites too, just so you know. Push in, don't pull.
This is also what you do when year teething baby chomps down on you when breastfeeding, mush them into year boob. Not yell and drop the baby. Though it's hard to remember that in the heat of the moment.
Yikes. Wish I knew that many years ago. My son used to turn his head quickly to look at something while he was feeding. Makes me clutch my boobs just thinking about it. Ouch.
This works for cats too, especially when they have you in the death hug. When cats kill their prey, they sometimes use their front limbs to pull the prey towards their belly, and their back feet, claws to scratch and disembowel it. It's instinctual, but cats can be taught not to do it to humans. If you've ever seen someone try to give a cat a belly rub, only to be attacked, this instinct is part of it, as well as a defense against attackers. If a cat isn't trained to not attack your arm, or they are trained but end up locked on, the worst thing to do is pull your arm away like you'd naturally try to do. Prey animals will try to run, so that pulling motion on the cat's limbs mimic prey, and the cat will pull you tighter to its stomach and bite harder. Instead, do this. 1. Push your arm in quickly towards the cat's jaws, like a quick pulse, sort of, not a slow steady pressure. This will both keep it from chomping down on you and startle it. 2. Use your other hand to push the cat's head back. Bonus points if you can cover their eyes. Suddenly your arm is no longer prey, but predator, and the goal is now escape instead of kill. 3. Make as high-pitched yelp as you can, like the most embarrassingly loud squeak possible. This is especially important if you're training a cat or kitten, because that loud yelp is not only startling but indicates this playtime is too rough now and you need to stop. Kittens naturally do this squeak when their play with siblings gets too rough, and the cat learns what level of force is okay for it. 4. After you're free, ignore the cat completely. Don't look at it, don't talk to it, nothing. Act as if it isn't there at all, the ultimate silent treatment. This reinforces that they were too rough and playtime is over. Ignore it for at least 5 minutes. The squeak and ignore can be used on kittens anytime they're rough, and as soon as they stop, give a command. My older cat knows soft paws or hey, soft as commands to retract her claws and be more gentle with me. Taught her as a kitten and it's a blessing.
Number 3 also works with training puppies to control their bite force when playing. Especially at the teething stage, puppies tend to nip more than they should, communicating that they were too rough sets boundaries and teaches them to limit their biting. Dogs use their mouths like we use our hands. It's important to teach them to control their bite force rather than tell them off for natural behavior. Be warned though, a puppy showing a guilty look for being too rough really tugs at the heartstrings.
Rubbing alcohol removes chewing gum. I'd go through a 20-layer deep marketing funnel to get to that tip because it really does work. Also, wow. Thank you for all of the awards, nice Redditors. I completely forgot I left this comment and came back and my notifications had blown up.
Rubbing alcohol works to get paint off clothes also.
All my clothes have paint on them. Thank you for this.
You can do the Heimlich maneuver on yourself. Use a chair or countertop, press yourself against it, right under your rib cage, and press down hard. Should force air up and dislodge a blockage.
True facts. I am CPR, AED certified, and in our classes we were taught this. Our instructor actually said to just drop yourself on the chair rather than press, as the extra force from gravity can be helpful and any injury you might sustain will be better than choking to death.
Rubbing vegetable oil, or any cooking oil, on your hands after you cut up jalapenos or other hot peppers. It gets rid of the awfulness that would normally be left on your hands from the peppers. I rub my hands with oil and then wash it off with dish soap. I can totally remove my contacts after doing this. It's crazy how well this works.
Kind of works. I learned the very hard way, at the expense of a pair of 2-week contacts. This does not work all the time. Honestly, I just saved myself a lot of grief and got a box of disposable gloves from Costco. I need them for airbrushing anyways, and am careful to only touch the pepper with the glove hand.
My hands are hot.
Same. I've never understood why I can eat insanely spicy things with pleasure, and yet even chopping a poblano or Anaheim can leave my fingers burning for hours. I have a serious thing against disposable items in my home, but I always have a box of latex gloves under the sink to chop peppers. It's just not worth a repeat of the time I was cutting bird's eyes and touched you know what after.
Oh my gosh. I make fermented hot sauces, for myself and a few friends, small batches, and I have a story. I saw a bunch of bird's eye chilies at the Asian market and was inspired. But for whatever reason I decided that I wanted to stem and de-seed these buggers. Sometimes monotonous tasks relax me, and I guess I was having a bad day. Well, let me tell you, it was about to get worse. This sauce was going to be called Sauce 118, because I counted, saved a stem every 10, and there were 118 of those suckers that I individually split and knocked the seeds out of. It must have taken me an hour. At that point, the capsaicin had soaked so deep into my skin that I couldn't wash it out. I had tattooed myself with pain. I got my hands so clean with the scrub your hands with vegetable oil and then dish soap trick that I was able to take out my contacts that night with no adverse effects. But my left hand, my non-knife hand, burned for the better half of a week. The worst part was that applying light pressure caused a rising heat sensation. For example, I sleep with my hands under my pillow. Doing that made my hand feel slowly warmer and warmer until the pain was literally excruciating. It was the only time anything like that has ever happened to me. Over the next couple days it faded more and more until I stopped noticing. I used to only wear gloves when I was dealing with the baddies, ghosts and scorpions and reapers and such. Now I wear them with everything.
You brave or nah? Tried it before. What happened? Let us know in the comments below.
Clean jewelry with dish soap. Since other cleaning supplies might scratch it, like hand soap or anything that exfoliates or chemically react with the metals. Usually that's harsh cleaning supplies, and dish soap is intended to clean glass and ceramic without scratching it, and silverware without reacting with the metal, etc.
You missed the Dawn thread above. Dawn can regrow hair, charge your phone, and soft boil an egg.
Big Dawn has gotten to yet another person.
I've seen what it does to ducks. Stole all the oil those poor birds spent days collecting.
Cheapest, most effective, and safest insecticide against roaches, especially those huge waterbug roaches that we have in the south, is a spray bottle of mostly water with just a little liquid dish soap in it. Shake the bottle and get the water a little foamy, then spray the roaches. They will run, scrabble, and attempt to escape, of course, but they will die. The soap film suffocates them faster than any chemicals will. A friend told me about this, and I thought she was nuts, but I tried it and it works amazingly well. Plus it's very easy to clean up and safe around food. Not that you want to spray soapy water on your food.
You can also use this on wasp nests, especially if sprayed on them right before dawn, since they're not very active. That way they'll be squeaky clean when they return back to their overlord, Satan.
Thank you for listening and watching with us. We've certainly enjoyed your stay. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. We'd be delighted to keep you entertained. If you like this content, let us know by clicking that thumbs up button below. Well, until we meet again, leave us a comment and let us know how you feel.